Card number 514. It refers to, it is written, by thinking, relating with, or worshipping with, in tune with a deity, can you become that? Or can you imbibe at least some qualities, properties, competencies, powers, or mindsets of the deity? If you cannot, then why do you worship? That is the question. It's only that. Then some drawing on the other side. Okay? So that's the point. Millions of people are worshipping deities or praying to their gods, or visible God, invisible God, subtle God, omnipresent, omnipotent, omniscient God, etc. For what? What for what benefit? Apparently, they are in some trouble. They go to pray when they are in trouble and they want some salvation, they want some liberation, they want some escape. Or some people just want to ensure a seat in the heaven. Therefore, they go to the prayer halls. That's all. They don't want to evolve. They don't want to be benefited by any of the gifts of the so-called gods or deities in the form of some kind of a competency, some kind of a so-called power, some kind of a mental power or a spiritual power or a body power or an emotional power or an intellectual power. Why not somebody go to a temple or a mosque or wherever to pray for making himself or herself a greater human being, a greatly potentially powerful human being, a much more competent human being. Okay? Much more what you call, according to Maslow's language, highly fulfilling, of living with a full potential human being. Very surprising. And an incompetent human being is going and praying to the God to help him. How can it ever happen? Why the God should be, why the so-called greatly powerful God to recognize and support an incompetent being? Is that the God? No human being even does that. Okay? Not even any of the institutions. For example, a bank. It will not give money to somebody who goes and cries before the bank manager. Okay? Okay? If somebody has no talent and who goes and touches and cries upon the feet of a master cannot teach him music or dance or any musical instrument. Okay? So there are some notions created by the what you call manipulative leaders or the clerics of the religion to establish its credibility and establish what you call sustainability and increase the membership. They are telling all kinds of false promises to people. Whether you are a criminal or an unethical person or whatever, you will be what you call salvaged. God is all forgiving, stupid. What is that God? What is that concept of God? Okay. What is that God? By differently named God. Can there be different kind of gods implied by the different names of gods? Like Allah is one type of God, Brahman is another type of God, Yahweh is another type of God, etc., etc. What is the understanding of this so-called poor human beings? I don't understand. That's all. That's all.
Okay.